Welcome to Lesson 2 for the Section 9.05. Here is your LO to be able to calculate highest common factors, lowest common multiples by listing. Our title is highest common factors, and that's what we'll be trying to calculate today. Here is your retrieval task. You can pause the video now and spend 10 minutes working through these problems. Here are the answers. Again, pause the video, give yourself 3 minutes to make any corrections you need to make sure you're marking your work, seeing how you're improving lesson by lesson. Here are our new success criteria points. So again, to know the definition of a multiple, factor and a prime. Again, to know the multiplication tables to a good standard. But today, it's now to know the difference as well between lowest common multiple and highest common factor. So on the we do, can you copy this down please? So find the highest common factor for each set of numbers. So first we list the factors this time for both numbers. So what two numbers times together to give us 16? There we go. What two numbers can we times together to get 56? We have all the pairs in that list. So now we look for the highest common factor. So, as we can see, highest common factor, highest shared factor in both lists is 8. Can you now pause the video and give the we do a go? You'll have 2 minutes. So, now we will list the factors for both numbers and we look for the highest common factor, which we can see is 8. So now another example with the I do. First list the factors for both numbers. Then we look for the highest common factor, which we find to be 7. Little spoiler alert on the we do, but can you pause it now? Work through how we've done the other one. You'll have 2 minutes to do that. Okay, so we list the factors for both numbers. No prizes for the factors for 24, it's already there. There we go. So now we look for the highest common factor in both lists. Now as we can see, that is 12. Again now, with the I do. So, we first list the factors for both numbers. We then look for the highest common factor, which we find to be 14. So now, can you pause the video and give the we do a go? Okay, so first we list the factors for both numbers. There we have them for 36. There we have them for 18. So, we look for the highest common factor, which this time, again, is actually one of the numbers in our grouping. 18. Again, no surprises or prizes even for the factors for our we do. Okay, so for the I do, the thing that is different now is now we have a grouping of 3 numbers rather than 2. So, same as before, we list all of our factors. We then look for the highest common factor, which we find to be 4. As we go through the we do, again, we will pause this. We will have 2 minutes. See if you can reach a final answer. Okay, so we list the factors for all the numbers. We look for the highest common factor. We find that to be 8. And again, just like last lesson, now we're looking at using this scale in a slightly different context. So we're told that the highest common factor of 12 and 54 is 3. Let's test that. So we'll list the factors for 12 and 54. We'll look for the highest common factor. We can see that 6 is in both lists, and it's larger than 3. So our highest common factor is 6. So the statement is false. If you can pause the video now and give the we do a go, you'll have 2 minutes. So we list the factors, we look for the highest common factor, which we found to be 8, so the statement is false. And that should have been quite accessible for some of you, or it may have been early on, because you could have looked at that because they're small numbers and said, okay, so 8, 16, 24, both numbers are in the 8 times tables, and 8 is a bigger number than 4, so therefore it's a bigger factor. So if you can pause the video for me now and work through these problems for the next 10 minutes. Here are your answers. Make sure you're marking them with a green pen. Well done for any that you got right. And here we go. Now we have a grouping of 3 numbers rather than just 2. So again, I will give you 5 minutes to pause the video and work through these. And here are your answers. Again, make sure you're including your corrections. And finally, is a moment to reflect on any of the work that, again, you may have to do, any work that you could do to help solidify your knowledge, to really embed what we've learned today. Again, you could go back to the success criteria page and see if you can remember those definitions. See what has stuck, what has been trickier, and what you can focus on next time. Well done, everyone. I'll see you next time.